Well, we are getting to know Carrie Solages, the legislator Carrie Solages, through his fiancée, should I say ex-fiancée right now, Marie Angeline Vincent. You know, this is a man that you knew, you lived with for the past 5 years, you have a child with, you created a family. So is it okay to say you know this man more than any one of us?
Definitely.
Know this man? Because like I said to you before, the Carrie that I know and the Carrie that you're describing here
Right.
are two different people here.
Right. But that makes sense if you think about it, because if you're in the public eye, the person that you show in public is not the person that you're going to show behind closed doors.
Okay.
You see, so as I said, you know, Kaya has a bad temper, a very bad temper. But the reason why this interview is so important is to make sure that people understand that this is not a conspiracy. I'm definitely not a Republican.
Okay.
I'm a Democrat. Like I said, I've helped with different campaigns. Even before the Solages, I've actually worked with a congresswoman in Florida. So this is not something new to me.
I see. Okay.
And as far as my background, you know, if you know anything about the Vincents, like I come from a family that has been in politics. My grandfather himself worked for the palace in Haiti on my mom's side. So, you know, this is nothing new.
Okay.
So c'est pas comme si someone qui est branlé comme si qui prend ton soumoun or whatnot. You know, for those who know me. But the point of this interview is to make sure that, you know, all these myths and conspiracy theories are put to rest.
Okay.
Because what happened really happened. First of all, I'm not the one who called the police.
Okay, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, Marie. But I that's very important. We're going to get to this point. Now, we want to understand
the personality.
The personality, and also, when did you start seeing changes in this man that you fell in love with?
Well, the changes were always there. But as I say, you know, love is blind. So a lot of times when you see certain things happening, you say, oh, okay, maybe he had a bad day. Maybe it's the pressure from work. Maybe, you know, he's just tired. So you always tend to make excuses. Although
what were the signs? You said the signs were there.
The signs, for instance, once my daughter, again, he was drinking.
So he drinks too? Would you say?
No, he drinks.
He's a frequent
he
drinker?
Yeah, he drinks every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Are you saying he drinks wine every day?
No,
he drinks soda every day? What does he drink every day?
He drinks beer or whatever he could find every day. You know, he has a stack. They're still there. A stack of alcohol, whatever he could find, he drinks. Okay. He drinks. He smokes.
He smokes what? Cigarettes?
No, he does not smoke cigarettes. He does smoke marijuana.
He smoked marijuana. He smoked weed.
Right.
Okay.
So.
And you're not lying about that right now, Marie?
No, I'm not. I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to lie whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is a man that smoked weed, marijuana.
Right.
This is a man that drinks.
Yeah, he drinks.
He drinks every day, like you said. Yeah. Okay. This is a man that get very, I would say, hyper activated in a sense.
He gets angry. He does have an anger issue. And it's sad because the people that are close to him, they know this about him. And I'm sure, you know, just like I was, a lot of them are afraid to speak up.
Okay. Why?
You know,
why do you think people are afraid to speak up?
Because Kaye is very intimidating. He is verbally abusive. Okay. He is manipulative. And, you know, like he said, he owns the police. He owns the courts. He knows everyone. The fact that he is a defense attorney, he knows exactly what to say or what to do to get out of a situation.
So I'm trying to understand. So he said he owns the police. He owns the court.
Right.
So, and he's a defense attorney. So you're thinking he has everything he needs to, I guess, to be controlling and manipulative, like you just said.
Of course.
So he's going to get away with things in a way.
Of course.
Because if you're in the police, you're in the courts, or whatever you do, you never be accountable for.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's his mentality, and that's what kept, I guess, me in check or in line, if you may.
Okay.
Okay, because you know, that's
do you
what I've
have
heard.
him in video saying those things, Marie?
I do.
Okay.
I do have him, you know, on video saying how he owns the courts. When it comes to the police, it's something that he said frequently.
Okay.
That I don't have on video.
Okay.
However,
what about the temper?
You know, the temper. There's several. I do have videos of the incident that happened that night. There is another video where he got upset because we were actually going somewhere. We were actually going to an event, and the baby was in the back seat with me, and he got upset at me. I was talking to my mom on the phone, and he wanted me to get off the phone, and I was like, you know, I'm speaking to my mom right now or whatnot, and he just started, you know, cursing and yelling at me or whatnot, and I'm like, you know what? I could speak to my mom whenever I want to or whatnot. Like, you can't control something like that or whatnot. Like, you know, I don't care if you're not speaking to your parents or something. He got upset and he started just like, he was driving and he just started like, you know, bang, like hitting me like that. And then I was like, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he started swerving the car and then banging on the windshield, not the windshield, the wheel of the car, swerving the car to the point where Gabe's car seat actually flipped over and Gabe was stuck and I couldn't even get Gabe out and Gabe's like screaming. Oh my God. And that's actually, you know, the video that you have.
Yes, yes.
So, you know, there's different, there's different instances, you know, a lot of incidences that happen. And I know a lot of people might say, you know, so why did you stay? Why didn't
that's
you
a
just
good question, Marie. Try to answer that for us.
Well,
you know,
the thing
all
is,
this abuse.
When it comes to being like a battered woman, there's not one set answer as to why didn't you leave? Because first of all, this was a family that we created. Okay. I wasn't his side chick that he got pregnant that, you know, is trying to ruin him or he was giving a paycheck to. This was our home. And as you can see, it's still our home, our family setting. So that's one. You have to take into consideration the children, right? I understand that people might say, well, yeah, the children were not in a good environment, right?
Very abusive yelling,
environment.
Cursing, biting you.
Right.
You know, all these things are not good examples for the children as well.
Right. But they've never, again, I kept it because, again, speaking up, I felt like it was going to be a waste of time. But that's why I documented everything. Okay. And the reason why I documented everything is because I'm like, okay, well, go to the police. Nothing's going to be done. It was just going to be, I felt like they're just going to make a mockery out of me. So you know what? If it gets to the point where he were to kill me, at least I have hints and clues around for my family and friends to know that, okay, this is what really happened. So
you were scared for your life? You thought maybe he would kill you one day?
When he's upset, you know, he gets really scary. That I've never said it to him, but you know, it was there. It was there. And actually, I have a close friend of mine who I actually sent a text to. I'm like, hey, you know what? If something ever happens to me, make sure, you know, they investigate Carrie Solages first.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were that scared. And in your mind, you knew all these abuse one day could result to death.
Right, because you never know. With someone's temper, you never know how bad it could get. Am I saying that he's a killer? Definitely not. But it only takes, for instance, there was a guy who was fighting with another guy. He punched him once, fell on the concrete, and the guy died. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It wasn't intentional. It was just...
So things like that happen. But my purpose, again, in making this interview is to make sure that people understand who he really is. And a lot of people do know how he is. They know about his temper. He's done it to them.
So he's demonstrated in the public, you think, in front of friends and family members?
They know.
So they're being hypocritical by saying that, Carrie doesn't have a temper. He would never do that.
Right.
Right? That this woman is after him. Because right now, Marie, I got to tell you, you're being portrayed as a very jealous woman because he left you.
Right.
Because, Valeria did a piece, and I believe that he spoke to Carrie, who said, yes, you can quote me, that I had left this woman since December.
Right.
I moved on. I have another girlfriend. You're aware of that girlfriend, are you?
Well, actually, that's his side chick that he had since maybe over a year ago.
Okay.
Because we got to get this straight. He did not leave me. He got caught cheating.
Oh, so he didn't leave you for this woman?
No. He got caught cheating for the third time with the same woman. Last year.
So you have a cheating pattern then?
He does have a cheating pattern. Last summer, for his birthday, when I was about to take him out, there was a number, a 301 number, that just said hello. And I thought that was weird on his phone. I was like, okay, why is there a 301 number? Like the person there's no name and the person just says hi. So I said, who's this? But she knew her place as a side chick. She never answered. So I asked them.
So she was aware of you?
Of course.
Okay.
She knows. Because actually, last year during that time, I packed everything and I was leaving. And he said, he took my keys. I had my brother come pick me up. He actually went to my mother's house, got on his knees and said, no, Marie, I want my family back. I want my family back. And I said, okay, you know what? If that's what you really want, then you're going to contact Jennifer Givens and tell her
Who's
to
that?
leave. That's
you
the girl.
Just gave a name.
That's the girl.
Oh, so the side cheek, you're saying? The one
her name is Jennifer Givens.
Oh, that is her name.
Right. So I said, you're going to contact this Jennifer Givens and you're going to tell her to leave our family alone. And he actually did. He called her. He said, listen, you know what? I don't want to have anything to do with you. Leave me alone.
And that's the same woman that's with him today?
The same woman. So then afterwards,
Wow.
I contacted her and I said, listen, you know about me, you know about our child, you know about our children, that, you know what, you need to just leave him alone.
Okay.
And she said, well, you know what, good luck with your certified psycho. That's how she referred to him.
What?
I said to her.
Certified psycho?
And I actually said
That's
to her.
a strong
That's what she referred to him.
sentence here.
And I responded to her. I said, it's funny how you wanted him to come to your house, but now you're referring to him as a certified psycho. If he was a certified psycho, why were you begging him to come to you? So I thought that was done.
Okay. So
but then
you confronted her.
Right. So
via phone, I should say.
Yeah,
via the
text.
phone. Okay.
Then after that, I thought, like everything was back to, our family or whatnot. And then in February 2nd, my son was sick with bronchitis. And I went to work late that day, and I asked Carrie, to stay home with the baby. And he said, okay, he would. Then I saw him texting. I was like, okay, something's weird, but let me go ahead and go to work. When, while I was on my way to work, he told me, I'm going to drop Gabe at the daycare. I'm like, but he has bronchitis. He has to be on his meds. Why would you drop him off at the daycare?
Right.
And he said, because I have
not
a meeting.
even good for the other children.
Right. But it was cold outside. I'm like, why would you take him? Oh, well, I have a meeting. I'm like, but Gabe should be your priority. So I thought that was weird. Later on that day, I went and I saw on his phone that he was actually bringing this girl soup. He was bringing her soup.
Was she sick or?
I think she had a fever or something.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, that's alarming that you would actually take your own child who has bronchitis,
out in
put
the
him
cold.
out in the cold, bring him to daycare so you could go take care of the side chick who supposedly disappeared from our lives. And as I found out more and I confronted him, he did what we call like one servi colère.
Okay, what does that mean?
One servi colère. So what he did was, he was upset, like I did something wrong. Oh, you know what? I don't want to talk about this. And he would leave. Spend 2 days out, come back, act like he's upset, so nobody would speak to him.
So that pattern started, you would say, of him sleeping out. what I want to understand, Marie, okay, you caught him cheating. It gets very bad for the legislator. I mean, the picture that we're getting right now is very, it's not a pleasant one. It's very alarming, I should say, because this is not the person we accustomed to. Like I said, we know.
Right.
Now you're saying this is a man that drinks alcohol every day. He smokes weed, marijuana. He bites you. He cheats on you. He curses at you. This picture that you're giving us here is making us think like, okay, so Marie, all these facts were in front of you. Why didn't you really? I know you said you tried to leave at a time. Right. Did you try to defend yourself at a point of time? We're going to take another break, but I want to hear from you. As an abused woman, because everything that you described to me is an abused woman. You were abused, okay, physically, mentally, emotionally. Did you, at any point of time, become physical yourself? Did you try to defend yourself verbally? Did you, what did you do?
Are you fucking nuts? Are you fucking nuts? I swear to God. Stop! That's the piss me off, man. I can't get my own fucking kid up my taxes. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? What kind of fucking...
Are you serious? Stop it! You're driving!
What kind of bullshit
You're gonna
is
make
that?
us get into an accident!
What kind of bullshit is that? Man, I got fucking taking care of a freeloading bitch in a fucking...
How am I a freeloading bitch when I'm paying you for it?